Hi everybody, I'm Will.
I'm Succinct and Punchy.
And this is Freedom Planet. Now we're in Pangu Lagoon, which is kind of a different level, in a sense. It's got an interesting gimmick that I quite like.
Totally different. Like, I couldn't quantify this as like the this level or the that level, because this level opens with you jumping on spinning tops and flying all over the place in like decrepit ruin scenarios, and also bees!
Yeah, lots of bees. Especially later.
Oh yeah, you go through these rings, and you get this star that floats around you. I will see what this does in a moment. You can kick, and it makes like energy rings fight things like Rocket Knight, but it also gives you the ability to boost twice in a row, and the first boost is stupid powerful.
Yeah, it will just mess things up.
Does tons of damage and puts you up to the max speed straight away. It's awesome. This is one of my favourite levels in the game, and the soundtrack for it, the backing song, is incredible. It is one of my favourite songs. It is the favourite song.
It is the reason you bought the game.
It is the reason I bought this game. Because Will showed me the song and I was like, this is amazing, what game is this from? Also, you can ride arrows and then fly through the level with it, and it's like, that's a gimmick I've never seen in a video game before.
Yeah.
Like, no, really. I know everything I say sounds sarcastic, but no, that's a new one.
That is a gimmick we have seen from Marble Garden Zone, but it's kind of better, because Marble Garden Zone kind of sucks, but that's a different story.
Yeah, the spinning tops in this game actually control quite naturally.
Yeah.
And have very clear indicators where you're about to fall.
Although sometimes they get a little bit weird.
You ride the arrows and it breaks the wall. It's great. What more do you want?
Yeah, big massive arrow. I mean, I don't know. It's got a lot of cool gimmicks. It's a cool level, cool setting.
Because you can see like destroyed buildings and like fake houses, things in the background, which gives off a semblance that this was once a location that was actually inhabited.
Yeah.
But has since fallen to the waste of time and stuff. This again, that whole thing I just said is something that will never ever actually be addressed properly in the game itself. It's just sort of weird, subtle world building that this game actually sometimes does and is never talked about because the actual overt plot is so shit.
Yeah, and then now we're inside and we see some technology, and actually we see some technology we'll see later in the game even, which is interesting.
The Mega Man blocks!
I know. Everyone's favorite.
We need item number 2. Okay, honestly, for real, fuck this section.
Yeah.
I like this level, but fuck these blocks. You fall down into the bees, but then you can, like, go through the bees and it's mental.
If you have a fire shield here,
I'm avoiding doing it because it's actively against my own best interest, but if you, like, kick a hide, obviously a shitload of bees come out, and this is awesome. Bee murder! Listen, like, you can hear how many enemies I'm killing.
Yeah, because bees don't really hit you right away, and they don't deal contact damage. They have to go into an attack state, and then they will deal damage.
They're easy enough to deal with, but they can overwhelm pretty quickly, because there's just so bloody many of them. And this is why I hate the block shit, because you fall down, but if this were any other, like, annoying video game, you'd be forced to, like, go back to the start and do the platforming thing again until you can get the stupid shit right, but instead you just go on a bottom route path.
Yeah.
That's, like, it's slow as balls, but whatever.
Yeah, especially because of this right here.
I missed the cycle.
But, I mean, it's better than... I think in a way, I think it's better than having your flow completely disrupted.
Yeah, for having to backtrack.
For a game like this. Like, the platforming levels, the levels in this game aren't really the major tests of skill. You know, so I think it's okay that they're not too focused on that.
They're fun to navigate, and you can find challenge in like trying to navigate them faster and faster, but in terms of like beating them, they're pretty easy to clear.
Yeah.
Bosses are where the main challenge lies.
Like, compared to a lot of the games that this game takes inspiration from in particular, but I mean, if you're not too familiar with platforming, I could see some of these levels being at least fairly challenging. Not as challenging as the boss fights, but... And then there are swords.
I do not know what purpose swords would have that, like, fall down when you get near them. That's weird technology.
Yeah, that's...
in my opinion. I hate these blue guys, and you may have noticed I just ignore them at all opportunities. They're ridiculously persistent. Their shockwaves will hit you through fucking walls. Great. Thanks for that. And they just take forever to kill, so I just ignore them. They suck, and I hate them.
Here's a cool extension of the first door we got that we used to get into here. Also 3D effects, because we like treasure games.
Now here's a boss with a great visual aesthetic and kind of a gameplay loop.
This can't be possible!
That's another line that is only in story mode, not in classic mode.
So yeah, you have this giant dragon that like runs along in the background. It's got a ton of red balls on its back, and then it fires huge laser beams at you like this. And if you don't dodge it on hard mode, you basically die in one shot because it does like 1 million damage. But you don't have. Luckily, you don't have to kill every red ball to kill the boss, but you do need to kill most of them. And past a certain like the 5th loop of this, it just kind of gets annoying.
Yeah, because the attacks are in the same. I think the attacks are in the same order every time, aren't they?
Yeah, and this is a weird quirk of those like those spirit ball things. They're easier to dodge if you run left than they are if you run right. They're like right side biased or some shit. It's really bizarre.
Yeah.
But once you get that, you just get laser, dodge the laser by going up, and then dodge the balls by running to the left, and that's it. That's the gameplay loop. Oh yeah, and also the claw. Dodge the claw.
Which the claw is like very hard not to dodge. So
yeah. Because it stops, just so as long as you keep moving in a direction, it'll miss. And it's like that's it.
That's kind
the
of
fight.
that's kind of like all the attacks is just move around.
That is all the attacks. So that's why the boss's complexity doesn't really, in my opinion, sustain how long it actually takes to burn through all these orbs if you do it the normal way, which is this just jump kicking. Ugh.
Yeah, we've devised other ways.
There are methods to make this not atrociously boring. But otherwise, you can see why this is, like, not a favourite fight of mine.
Yeah.
See, like, I'm going to try and do this right side. This only works because I have ridiculous speed from the 15 thing. If I was just at, like, normal running speed, I would run hit.
It also has the issue of becoming less satisfying as the fight carries on because you're not hitting as many orbs at once.
Yeah, you're not getting as many delightful funk sounds.
Right.
Every time you kick. I only got 3 that time, whereas on, like, my first pass I was just getting, like, 10s.
Oh, you really do have to get almost all of them.
Yeah, you need to get almost, not all of them, but most of them.
It's been a while since I've actually seen this boss cleared. Oh, there it is.
See, there we go. Now his eyes blinking yellow and stuff. It means he's hittable, but I missed my window because obviously I wasn't ready for it. There you go.
Get it?
Nope. If I hadn't like bailed out of that, I probably would have died.
And the eye itself does take multiple hits. You glanced it and it didn't quite die.
Yeah. But the Super Dragon boost does like a ton of damage because of how damage calculation works. I'll explain that later.
But it turns out it wasn't a real dragon. It was a hologram.
It was just a hologram that shot very real deadly lasers.
You're one of Brevin's robots.
Brevin, searching memory banks. That name does not exist in our database.
It's got a different voice. It can't be.
This is the primary security system. That name does not exist in our database.
What are you? Where did you come from?
Apologies.
Welcome to the 6th element being introduced to Freedom Planet's plot.
The history of Avalis.
The history component, the ancient ones, the myth, the lore, deepest lore.
Oh boy.
Joy of joys, dude.
So, we kick a robot, and a dragon appears, who actually looks like a dragon.
Instead of Lilac, who looks like some kind of goat.
I mean, are dragons really not just goats mixed with lizards after all?
I don't know. Again, don't care.
When we were stranded here, we sought desperately to return to our world.
This whole plot line is of very little consequence.
Yeah, there's some inkling that it's probably going to be a lot more relevant in the next game, but setting up following games in your first game is...
That's a hard sell.
Yeah.
Like, all the shit they're telling you right now, you don't really need to know it for the first game's plot at all. There are some implications about this that come up later, like, they're
The Kingdom
implied,
Stone in
they're never
particular, yeah.
They're implied, they're never stated. Which again makes them sort of not really worth highlighting. Unless you're like nerds talking over a video game on the internet.
Yeah. Also, that voice actor is the same one as the Magister, the big, tall guy whose face you can't see. That guy right there.
See yourself talking.
The implications of this are powerful.
Are they? I find them inconsequential.
It's difficult to say. But if it's true, then the Kingdom Stone is more important to our future than we realize. It must be returned to its...
I know we're all just
before
gonna die
the
without it,
energy
so it's
within
more
is
important
lost
now.
forever.
Because some old dude told me it was.
I guess we're really gonna die without it.
Absence.
Die even harder.
Army.
Again, this is what I mean by it's totally fucking inconsequential.
But they're innocent.
Not as far as Zhao is concerned. I have sent
We're
soldiers
back in the
around to hold
political
him off.
vector.
I fear that it will not be
I guess
for
we
long.
better
What are we gonna
better
do?
go say hi to Zhao.
As ironic as it may seem, you are the only dragon blood.
Dragon blood is
worthy of
one
our
word
trust.
here, and I find that
You
strange
must stop
because that's not a
this
term
war
used
before
by
it
anyone
begins.
else or to
Tell me
anyone
what to
else, and has no inherent meaning.
Our ships will take you as far as they can.
Is
When you
being
land,
a dragon special?
ride the northern
Like, I mean,
winds
apparently
to
it
the
is.
snowfields.
I mean,
Because Lilac is established to be like the last one of her kind, but that has
Winds.
no bearing on anything that happens in this game.
yeah, and it might also be false if what little we know of Freedom Planet 2 is to be believed. But
Fucking knows. Oh god.
oh
whatever.
god.
This game's story is ass!
Nice gut.
Let me help.
Physical comedy, here we go. The meme.
You're a dumbass.
So let me get this straight.
Like, he just drops it on the floor when he's done reading it, like,
Together and fight
like this.
Mr. Draven. We get half of the Kingdom Stone's energy.
Sounds like a fair offer.
How do you like split the
Are
energy
you
of the
kidding?
Kingdom Stone?
My
Like how do you
city needs way more than
I don't understand.
I've every single time they talk about like energy and sort of like as an abstract quantity, I get really angry. But that like happens in every video game ever. This is like my really old physicist leanings leaking into my opinions on things.
This is exactly what Brevin wants.
Like yes, energy, but
Fight
energy of what
while he
type?
gets away with all of your energy.
What difference does it make if it's
And how do you
Brevin
extract
or
it?
this swine?
Bloody nonsense, mate.
We're marching into Shuigang whether you like it or not.
You don't have the guts.
Somebody's hungry. I'm sorry, that was a really stupid joke.
Yes, yes, it was. I was just gonna let that one pass. So you mull on that.
Kneel before the ancient beast.
So yeah, I guess they're like subservient to the dragon. I think this was vaguely established way back in the Relic Maze cutscene deluge.
We should work together.
So how I like the nod by making the animation speed up.
Yeah, very good, very clever.
Oh, please don't eat us.
I don't know how that translates to meaningful speech, but whatever. I'll let it go.
Yeah, it's. I mean, how do you articulate speech? I don't know.
It couldn't have been her. Could it?
Why would you think it was her?
You wish for.
Why would you guess that it was Lilac? I don't understand.
Guys!
Who knows?
Really you? You came back! Where have you been? How did you do that? I didn't do it. This little fella did. It's okay, guys. This robot wasn't made by Brevin.
Yeah, it's blue.
Really?
It's a long
Enemies are
story.
color-coded for your
Master
convenience.
believes us now. We have his full
Everyone knows
support.
blue is the color of good and green is the color of evil. Wait, no, we have a Green Party member.
We have 2 Green Party members. Oh no.
Shit. Never mind.
The dragon. We must heed its call and join together for the greater good.
Under my leadership,
You can't be serious.
I do actually like.
About the
I do actually find the interactions
Well,
between
Brevin
Gong and
is a
Zhao
starship commander.
like
He doesn't have
not
as much experience
amazing
fighting on
comedy,
the ground
but
as you
they're
do.
amusing. Like if
Good
Good
more
enough.
of the game was just that, yeah,
But we need to cross
then that would be
Good. It's more palatable than
We do
everything
have
else.
one
a lot of the dumb
Brevin
ancient
wants
history
the four of
stuff,
us
which
dead,
just
no matter
occupies
what.
like 6 minutes of our time, but
coming?
goes basically fucking nowhere.
a diversion. Do you really think you can pull it off?
Remember all the times we distracted you?
No, actually, because you didn't fucking show us any of them.
what about the stone? How do we
Point
get it
taken,
back?
no elaboration.
Could modify one of my hacking devices to knock out power to the engine mainframe.
Utterly frustrating.
My language.
Kill the power, get the stone back, right?
That's what I mean when I say I feel like I'm reading like I am missing like backstory
this
in the
works.
manual that doesn't
In
exist.
case it doesn't,
Yeah.
I need you to be prepared for what
Because
I
characters
am
will just like reference events like that, and there's you don't have any
hey.
context for them.
It's a medical bay, and there are health flowers in here.
Would
Huh,
Brevin have
clever.
left us alone
Yeah.
if we
I never noticed that.
tried to stop him?
He pulled that trick on
I'm
you,
just
But
like
it's true.
staring at
Maybe.
errant
But I wouldn't
scene
trust him.
details because that's what I've been
Even
doing
if
for
he
the
did
duration
leave
of this
people
LP.
alone, it would only be a matter of
So
time
here's
before
where
his
like the
conquest
one
affected
thing
your
where like Brevon's
You're right.
like
We can't quit
vaguely
now.
possible actual reasons for being a bastard come up, and they sort of just get immediately dismissed. It's like they care about as little as I do.
Yeah. Also, I think we get to see... Yes, we do. So, Lilac gets to ride the dragon. The other three get to ride tanks,
They know how to drive tanks.
apparently.
The 8-year-old knows how to drive a tank.
And also, like, operate the cannon and jump in it.
I won't question it. I'm genuinely okay with that. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's funny. And then... yeah, this is about done. So...
The scene is set for the explosive finale of the game. Because the next stage is a fucking long one.
Show this green man
Thanks
how
for
to
watching.
save a